Good morning, seventh graders. We are beginning chapter 6. It's all about multiple different ways to represent linear relationships. I think it's fairly easy. Today we're going to learn about how to identify a linear relationship. So we'll have a table and you'll have to figure out, is this a linear relationship or is it not? And you just need to keep in mind that the word linear is a line. So what we're looking for is if we graph these coordinates from the table, we'll make a straight line. Okay, is it going to be linear? Okay, super easy. You're all going to do great. All right, welcome back. So we have this table right here full of X and Y coordinates, which is what you would plot on a graph. So we have for our X's at the top, all of these are going to be our X coordinates at the very top. So we have -10, -8, -6, and -4. And then we have for our Y's on the bottom is -6, -3, 0, and 3. So if I were you guys, I would be taking notes, asking questions if you're confused, okay? So what we want to see is we want to determine, would this be a linear relationship? And the way to determine that would be to see, do our X's change by the same amount each time? And do our Y's change by the same amount each time? If our X's and our Y's change by the same amount each time. Now, they don't have to change by the same amount. Just like what I'm saying is, the change up here with the X's doesn't have to be the same number as the change in the Y. But it has to change the same amount each time, okay? And we'll get to that, and you'll see what I mean in just a second. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at 10 and -8. -10 and -8. How do I get from -10 to -8? Well, if that is +2, right? So -10 plus a +2 is going to get you -8. Now, -8 plus a +2 is going to get you -6. And -6 plus a +2 is going to get you -4. So right now, the rate here of change is 2. Okay, it's a constant rate right there. Now let's look at our Y's. We got to make sure the Y's are constant too. Now the Y's don't necessarily have to be +2. Okay, the Y's don't have to be +2. It could be a different number, but it has to change the same time each little section. Okay, so -6 to -3 would be plus a +3. So -6 plus +3 is going to be -3. And -3 plus +3 is 0. And 0 plus 3 is 3. So this rate changes at 3. So since each X changes by 2 and each Y changes by +3, a +3, this would be considered a linear relationship. So yes, this is a linear relationship. You can also graph these, and if it makes a straight line, then you know that this is a linear relationship. If it goes like this, that is not a straight line. That would not be a linear relationship. So if you have graphing paper and you wanted to draw a graph and plot your X and your Y's, you would see that, yes, this is a linear relationship, okay? So we'll do a couple more examples, so stay tuned. Okay, another example. We have another table. X coordinates are at top. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's simple. You can already tell the pattern right here. +1, +1, +1, right? So 1 plus 1 is 2, 2 plus 1 is 3, 3 plus 1 is 4. We got that. The bottom, my Y coordinates is 1, 5, 13, 25. I can already tell you between 13 and 25 is not the same as 1 and 4, but let's go ahead and look. So, 1 and 5. 1 plus 4 is 5. 5 plus 8 is 13. And what? 13 plus 12 is 25. So this is not changing at a constant. It's not the same number each time when it's moving. So this is going to be not a linear relationship, okay? Not a linear relationship. Does that make sense? Where this one was 1, this one was, we don't know. It wasn't really a constant. It was +4, then it was 2 times 4, then it was 3 times 4. So it was a multiple of 4 every time. It wasn't changing the same amount. This would not be considered a linear equation, okay? Because the top does, but the bottom doesn't. They both have to do it, okay? So that one was simple. Okay, we're going to do 2 more examples real quick because I want to make sure that you understand this. I feel like it's very easy, but I just want to make sure that you guys are understanding what makes a linear relationship. Now, also remember, you can graph these points on a coordinate plane. And a coordinate plane is this, if you're wondering, you know, like with all the boxes. And you know, X's and Y's. So you could come here and go 8, +8, and then go to Y, go up 2, you can put a dot. And if it makes a straight line, it's a linear relationship. So I just want to throw that out there because they may give you a graph and they'll, with a straight line or a squiggly line, and it may say, does this represent a linear relationship? Well, you know it has to be a straight line. All right, so let's look at this one. X is on top again. We have 8, 11, 14, 17, and then Y is on bottom, 2, 5, 9, 14. Okay, so 8 plus 3 is 11, and 11 plus 3 is 14, and 14 plus 3 is 17. You know, another way that if this is kind of confusing to you, the +3, you can actually just do 11 minus 8, 14 minus 11, 17 minus 14. Some people's brains may work that way. Mine works the addition way, but some of you, maybe guys, y'all like the subtraction way. It's fine. Like if you could do 5 minus 2 is 3. So 2 plus 3 is 5. 9 minus 5 is +4. And 14 minus 9 is +5. Okay, so again, this is not a linear relationship because while the top is moving at a constant rate of +3, the bottom is not. It's increasing by 1 each time. Okay, so this would be not a linear relationship. All right, we got one more example. Okay, last example, guys. So take advantage. Make sure you're kind of like maybe pause and try this one on your own. Make sure that you're getting them correct. That way you know, hey, I can go to the quizzes and I can make a great grade. Not only don't just think about immediate future like I have a quizzes assignment after this. Try to think long term because this is going to carry over into a test, like a chapter test. Then that chapter test is going to carry over into a STAR test. Then the STAR test is going to carry over into 8th grade math because I'm telling you this. I taught this at the very beginning of the school year for the 8th grade and the 7th grade honors, which the 7th grade honors take 8th grade math. This is what they did. So you have to make sure that you're understanding it now because if you don't understand it now, it's going to be really hard to get it next year, okay? So, and I'm here to help. I'm here to answer questions. I want to, and I feel like y'all don't ask enough questions. All right, so let's get started. All right, so we have our x coordinates 5, 10, 15, and 20. Obviously, these are increasing by 5s because I know that pattern because 5 times 5, 10, 15, 20. Okay, and then our y coordinates are 1, 7, 13, and 19. So let's look. We can try to go backwards too. 19 minus 13 is 6. 13 minus 7 is 6. 7 minus 1 is 6. So this is increasing by 6 each time. This is constant on top, and it's a constant change on bottom. This is considered a linear relationship because it's changing by the same amount on the top and the same amount on the bottom. Just remember, it doesn't have to be changing by 5 on the top. Oh, so it has to be changing by 5 on the bottom. No, it just has to be changing the same amount on the bottom and the same amount on top. It doesn't have to be same on top and bottom. Okay. All right, guys, good luck. If you have a question, let me know. Even if you get to the quizzes and there's a hard question, I will help you. Raise your hand, okay?